Hi everyone, welcome back to Ellie and Jacob,
Collectors of Fun. This is episode 3, and we're going to be talking about the game Hive. All right. and then we were going to edit, and then cut, and then we start talking about the game.
I don't know anything about the game, so this is like your thing.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hive is one of my favorite 2-player games, and I just played it with my sister up in Davis, California. And it's a really, really great game for a lot of reasons. The first reason is it requires no board. Another reason is because the rules are incredibly simple. It takes like 5 minutes to learn it, and it's all on this like little piece of paper. And there's so much strategy involved in it. And it's like a 2-player chess with no board and bugs, which is kind of awesome.
This is like my nightmare because I hate chess and strategy games and bugs.
I had to eliminate like 3 spiders today while I was brewing tea, and I was like, I really want to play Hive right now.
Oh my god!
It's the wrong bugs. I'm okay with all the bugs on this. Oh wait, not the spider. I don't like the spider.
Yeah.
And actually, what you're gonna learn later when we explain the rules is the spider's not good. So it's like spiders still suck.
They agree.
They got that part right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is not like an exhaustive list of the rules, but essentially the goal of this game is to surround your opponent's queen bee, which is kind of awesome because that's exactly what happens when a bee hive has 2 queens. So sometimes what will happen is if they lose the queen, they'll produce like a new queen or multiple new queens, and then the hive will form a bunch of factions, and they'll try and surround the opposing queen and like heat them to death. By covering them with their bodies, and then that queen will die, and the other queen will become the new queen bee, and she'll be the new leader of the hive. And so this game is like pretty realistic when it comes to like it's very, very on point for like an actual beehive and like conflicts that happen within a beehive. Although usually spiders, beetles, and soldier ants don't get involved in those kinds of conflicts. Are you excited to learn this game?
I'm so excited.
All right, well, let's get into the rules. See you soon, guys. All right, what's up, guys? We're going to be learning the rules today. Ellie's never played this game before. I played this game a lot. This is one of my favorite games, so I'm going to explain the rules to her and also you at the same time. So this is going to be fun. So there's a couple of different pieces in this game, but we're going to get to those after I explain how you win. So I alluded to this earlier, but the way that you win is by completely surrounding your opponent's queen bee.
Should I put my bee up there?
Sure. I mean, it's never going to look like this, but so it doesn't matter whose pieces are surrounding the opposing player's queen bee, but if their queen bee is completely surrounded, they lose. So you can actually kill yourself by surrounding yourself entirely. So this would work. Surrounding them entirely with the other opponent's pieces would work for winning the game, or even you could smother your own queen bee if you're not careful. And this would also be a loss.
I'd never let that happen.
Yeah, I've never seen that in a game that I played, but it is technically possible. And so, yeah. So there's a couple other rules we're going to have to get to, like the 1 hive rule and the freedom of movement rule, but we're going to get to those later. So the way that turns work is that you place bugs until you've placed your queen bee, which must be placed on the 4th turn or sooner. And after you place your queen bee, you're allowed to move pieces that are already on the hive, right? So the way that you start the game is I place down a piece and then you place down a piece adjacent to my piece. But after that, you can't place pieces next to your opponent's pieces.
Okay.
So it's your turn and you can place a piece.
Does it matter what I place?
It does, but not that much.
So it's like a fun surprise?
Yeah. I wouldn't place your queen immediately because you'll already be like kind of surrounded by your opponent's pieces.
Is this like, am I getting a disadvantage because I don't know what any of these pieces do?
Probably. Like that's one of the best pieces in the game.
Oh.
I maybe wouldn't play that immediately.
Should I play a spider so they can
Sure,
be in
sure.
love?
Yeah.
Okay. Cute.
Okay, sure. So then now I'm going to play a grasshopper.
Dude, I don't know what these pieces are.
Don't worry, I'm gonna get to that. I'm
gonna place a grasshopper.
Okay. Are you gonna place it exactly where I placed it? This is exactly what my sister did the first time.
Well, I don't know what any of the pieces are. I don't want to mess up.
Okay, what's up, audience? I can explain. I'm gonna explain what the pieces are now, even though we can't really play them yet.
Yeah.
So the spider can move 3 spaces in a turn. In fact, it has to move exactly 3 spaces, and it can't backtrack. The way that you move is you move like 1 to the side in a hexagon pattern. So let's say that I had already placed my queen bee somehow, and now I can move my pieces. So this spider could go 1, 2, 3, or it could go 1, 2, 3, but it could not go 1, 2, 3 because it would backtrack.
Okay.
Right? So it has to move exactly 3, can't backtrack. Right? That's the spider. The next one is the grasshopper. The grasshopper can jump over any number of pieces, but it can't do anything else pretty much. So like a grasshopper couldn't move normally like that or that, but what it can do is go zoop and jump over this entire stack, or go zoop and jump over this
And you
stack.
have to go zoop every time you place it.
You have to say zoop
Okay,
every time
yeah.
you place it. Just kidding, audience members at home, you don't. But you can. It's always an option. The soldier ant, it's like probably my favorite piece of the game. It can move anywhere on the edge of the board, as long as it's not breaking one of the other rules that I'm going to get to later. So it could go here, it could go here, it could go all the way over here. It could even go over here. So it can move anywhere it wants on the outside. And the beetle can move just like the queen, which is, wait, I should probably explain how the queen moves. The queen moves like a king in chess, so just one space in any direction. And the beetle does the exact same thing, one in every direction, but it can also jump on top of pieces. And if you jump on top of a piece, that piece is immobilized. So I could no longer move this grasshopper. And it can then move on top of things, and it can actually hop down into the holes that it's created. Or like the holes that exist on the board, right? And yes, you can immobilize other people's beetles, and you can create, and you can immobilize the other queen. I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna fact check this and tell you guys later at home. I'm pretty sure you can't like go on top of a beetle that's on another piece.
That would be kind of sick.
Like if you just create like a
beetle tower, yeah.
But I am gonna confirm that is true. That's never come up for me, so I've never had to deal with that.
Right.
But that problem just occurred to me while I was explaining the rules. So I'm gonna consult a book on that, right? So that's how the pieces move. But remember, you can't move any of your pieces until your queen is down. So this is the position we're at, and I'm gonna put my queen down so that I can do that.
Okay. I think you're gonna beat me, but
I would be very surprised if you won your first game, considering that I've played this so many times.
Wait, so this guy can hop?
Yeah, but you can't move any of your pieces until your queen's down.
I'm gonna put all mine in a nice little aesthetically appealing line.
Okay, so I'm gonna get into another rule of the game now that we can move pieces. You can never ever remove a piece that has been placed, and you can never ever create a position where the hive would be split into two. They always have to be connected. So
it has to be okay.
They all have to like touch each other at one or more points.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And so that gets into
that's interesting.
It's called the one hive rule because you can only have one hive, right? You can't have like two hives going. And so that means that you can never move a piece that would cause the hive to split into two, or would temporarily cause it to split into two and then connect once again, right?
Wow.
So I can't play that because that would split up my queen from the hive, and I can't move this spider because it would split into two. That even works if you would go from splitting into two to no longer, or like that even works for when you have to split into two just to put it back into one hive. So for example, if this ant were like, if this ant were right here, and I didn't have this grasshopper here, the ant could not move to this square because that would split the hive up temporarily for it to move there, even though it would reconnect the hive once it got there.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay.
And another thing to keep in mind is freedom of movement. So you can never move a piece to a place that you couldn't physically move it without pushing another piece. So for example, if we had something like this going, and you had a soldier ant here, this soldier ant could not move into this space because in order to get there, they would have to push other pieces out of the way.
That's interesting. Okay.
All right. So now that I've explained that, I can make my move. And I think I sort of have to place a piece here because I can't move either of these. And why would I want to move my queen bee at this point?
Come over, have some fun. I won't surround you.
So here's another rule that I didn't explain earlier. You cannot, or I kind of explained earlier, but you can't place a piece that touches an opponent's piece besides the first turn, right? Because you can only do it on the first turn.
Yeah.
So I could not place a beetle here because that's touching two of your pieces. I couldn't even place it here, which is touching one of my pieces, but it's also touching one of your pieces, right? So it has to touch one of my pieces, and it can't touch any of yours.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm gonna play this fun little grasshopper right here. You're gonna see why in a second. It's very ominous.
I'm gonna play like a little ant. And where do I want to put this little guy? I'm putting it there for truly no reason.
Rookie move.
Truly no reason.
Big rookie move there. I would never have done that. I'll explain to the audience why I would never do that. It's not actually that bad, but like ants are pretty good. And so I think playing them early is like a bad move because later it can give you a lot of versatility if you play them. Because on the next move, you can just like move wherever the hell you want, right? But, you know, this could potentially be very good.
It's, you know, I'm playing the long game.
Exactly, sure. Yeah. You know what the long game is, even though you've never played this before.
Yes, of course.
So one other rule that I explained earlier, but I want to really cement to the audience is that you have to play your queen bee by the 4th move. So if I had played this grasshopper here on my 3rd move, I would have had to place this queen bee. And if there was a situation where I couldn't place it, which I think is physically impossible, I would just lose the game on the spot. But because I played on the 3rd move, I can now, like, I now don't have to plan my 4th move, right? But otherwise I would have to. So I'm gonna go here, right? So the grasshopper, it hops on top of other pieces.
Wait, but so why can you do that?
So the grasshopper's move is that it can hop over any number of pieces, right?
Your hive is like split. Like, why doesn't that count as splitting the hive?
Show me where it splits the hive.
If your grasshopper's over here.
Where's the 2nd hive?
You have 2 hive.
Okay, let me explain. So we're all part of the same hive.
Oh, wait, what?
So splitting the hive refers to when you split, like,
wait, then how could you
all
ever
of the pieces?
Wait.
So
I'm realizing that I have no idea what splitting the hive is.
So if you were to move this, like, here, that technically wouldn't split, like, your part of the hive. It would split the hive.
I thought it was splitting our colors.
That's good that you said that, because I don't think a person at home would understand that, like, this is all considered to be one, like...
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's why I said it. Not because I didn't understand, because I'm looking out for you guys.
Exactly. You guys at home you're taken care of.
The millions of people who are gonna watch this video.
You're in the right spindly spider hands. Your turn.
Wow, this changes everything.
Yeah, indeed. Also, one thing to note is that I can now place pieces close to your queen bee because I've done this.
Okay, that, like, I low-key, that changes everything. Changes nothing. I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm gonna keep putting pieces in random places. So I can, like, move this guy anywhere?
Yep, pretty much.
Ooh, where should I put him?
I don't know. So I don't know if this is a good idea, but I noticed that if you move it here, I can no longer place stuff near your queen bee, like pretty much ever.
I'm gonna do that. Great move, Jacob.
Oh, I'm sorry. Normally you're not supposed to play for your opponents, but mine needs to be spoon-fed because they're a baby. Okay. You fell for my master plan. I feel like we're just making the world's longest line.
You're just putting your grasshopper so they can just, like, hop, and I think that's cute.
Is this even good? I don't think it is. You know, I don't think that's good. I'm gonna do it anyways.
I really want to hop on top of something.
Okay.
I just think that's a fun mechanic, and I want to do it. So I'm gonna hop this guy somewhere.
Oh, you want to climb on top of the hive.
Yeah, I want to climb on top of stuff. I can't put it there.
Another thing that I didn't say earlier with the beetle is that if you hop on top of one of your opponent's squares, it counts as your color. So, like, if you had, like, somehow gotten it over here and hopped on this, you could now place pieces here.
Cool.
And I couldn't place them here, like, anywhere there, because this is now, like, your piece's color.
I want to freaking hop. So I'm going to set myself up to be able to hop.
Okay.
Yeah, in case you think that I'm, like, hiding any of my strategy from you, I'm not. I'm saying everything that's going through my head out loud.
That's good. I'm going to do that too, so that the folks at home know how to...
Yes, you should do that. It won't help me.
I'm just trying to...
Hey!
I'm trying to leave more space. Because I'm worried that now that I've hopped over here, we're going to have problems.
Wait.
Yeah, I can do that. And now I can place stuff here. And your soldier ant can't move because it would split up the hive.
Wait, so you can move next to your opponent's pieces, but
you just can't place next to your opponent's pieces. Exactly.
Oh.
Someone on the internet's definitely explained this in a 3-minute video, and it took me
I'm gonna play, like,
lot more than that to explain.
Freaking grasshopper. No. What? I don't know what I want to play. I don't want to play my ants, but I have, like, 2 grasshoppers, and I feel like I should get rid of one of them.
Generally speaking, good strategy is
Yeah.
immobilize your opponent's queen bee and then just start to like just surround it. That's the strat that's worked for me so far, at least.
How do I immobilize it?
So a way that you would do that is
Like, I feel like I should make mine more mobile.
you could either
'Cause
like
mine can't move right now, right?
you're right, it can't.
So I feel like I should make it be able to move for like security, you know?
Yeah, the way that you would probably go about doing that is putting like 2 pieces here or 2 pieces here so that it would like keep the hive connected if it moved out of the way.
Right, but I can't put a piece here.
There, but you can move here and
But
then
I can
it.
move here and
Yeah.
then move there. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think this grasshopper move was a good move.
I
Now that I think about it, it was probably bad.
which one do I want to put? How do these ones move? These ones hop. Hopping's like pretty fun.
I just something to keep in mind is that if you were to move 2 pieces here to bridge this gap, I am 2 away from killing you.
Oh,
so that might be
also
bad
true.
because
Oh,
these
shit.
2 pieces are both like.
Oh, what if I
Uh-oh.
just like left my queen to die?
What if I just dropped pieces on it, just
What if I
pummeled,
just broke it?
like just rained hellfire onto the board?
I kind of just want to leave my queen alone and like let her deal with her problems.
By the way, this game normally takes 20 minutes if you're not taking a minute per turn.
I'm gonna hop.
Let's go.
Me when I hop. I spent like 5 minutes like debating which piece to play and then just did exactly what I said I was gonna do last turn.
All right, I'm gonna go here. My spider's gonna go on a trek.
That's
On a
gross.
trek. Yeah. What are you gonna do about it?
Could hop.
Okay.
I'm
1, 2, 3.
I'm literally.
Ooh, you're so close to being trapped forever.
Yeah, but I'm literally just gonna hop because like I don't even care.
Okay.
Get
Keep in mind you
freaking
could like hop down there if you wanted to as well.
I
That's
don't
just
want
an option.
to. I don't want to.
Okay.
I like being on top.
The road less taken. Ooh, wait.
Okay, I'm gonna play.
For those at home, the reason I played this is that I can move it here and like get closer to completely trapping the queen. My queen is like so safe.
Yeah. Loki gonna play like an ant. Loki gonna play an ant.
Okay.
But I gotta decide where I want to play it.
I usually pronounce it aunt, but you know.
An aunt.
That's so British.
Not my aunt. I don't know where I want to
play.
play
I hope my soldier aunt can get to the right spot.
If I put it on my queen, well, I don't want to put it on my queen, but maybe I do.
If you do, you will immobilize it, and then it will make my life easier.
Oh my god, this game's so confusing. I'm gonna play it over here.
Oh, that's true. You can do that. For those at home, I explained this a second ago. This is her color.
For those at home, I'm playing over there because Jacob said it was a mechanic and nobody had used that mechanic yet, and I wanted to use it.
Okay. you actually get a billion points for showing the mechanic to the audience. Just
You're
kidding.
welcome.
For those at home, you do not get a billion points. There's no points in this game.
Fine. I literally have...
Yeah, I made up...
He's scared. He put that there because he's scared of me. Because I'm very good at this game. And...
No, I moved that there so that I could later just, like, trap the queen.
No.
Sure, I didn't do that. You just fool yourself into thinking that I'm playing badly.
You're welcome. I don't want to play any of these guys, frankly.
For those watching at home, you don't have to play all of your bugs. In fact, I've won games without, like, playing, like, 3 or 4 of them by just surrounding my opponent's queen before I had to play all of them. Ooh, you have a smart move here.
I don't know what it is. I don't
know if this is smart. So 2 things that I would probably do here is you keep this grasshopper here and then set up hopping there next turn.
Ooh, that's so
and then maybe there and then trapping it. Or another thing you could do is move your ant here, and then I can no longer move my ant because it would cause the 1 hive rule to exist. Or even here, because then you could like potentially like I don't know. They're equally as good. I
hate strategy games so much. I hate thinking like in advance about what I'm gonna do.
Hive is a great game.
It's fun if you enjoy this kind of thing. I'm gonna do exactly what you told me to do.
Okay, actually, that was part of my long game.
I'm sorry
to fool you into playing terrible moves. Wait, now that if I play this here, I would mobilize all of them. But I'm not gonna do that because I told you to play this move, and I don't want it to hurt you.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna move my ant there.
I guess I should like figure out how to get my queen out, but I just like don't. I just like frankly don't want to. and don't know how to. Like, that sounds like a lot of trouble.
Yeah. You're in a tough spot, but keep in mind that, like, you can't really do it anymore. But, like, if you were to put a piece here, you can leverage the one hive rule in order to immobilize some of my pieces.
What's the one hive rule again? Oh, yeah.
You can't split up the hive. And then another
That's
thing,
true.
another thing you can leverage is if you put like a piece, you'd have to really have 2 pieces here. If you had 2 pieces here, then I could no longer fit into this square. Or if you put a piece here, like it'd be hard to fit stuff into that square.
Yeah.
Or like if you put a piece here, for example, like this beetle couldn't move here because of both the one hive rule and the freedom of movement rule.
I'm gonna play an ant.
Okay.
I like these guys. And my ants like kind of hardcore. They're like skulls on them.
Ooh.
Where
Ants
can I
are so
play
cool.
it? I could play
Here,
it.
here.
Yeah, I'll play it there.
Okay. And that was actually, wait, no, that wasn't smart. See, I'm 1 away from winning here. So, like, the next turn, by like I'm telling you, oh, that was smart. Okay.
I did a smart thing. Let's freaking go. I win. Okay.
Wait, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna trap your
I'm
queen.
locked
Oh, and I
in.
can't move my beetle.
I'm so locked in.
Okay, you're actually
I'm a
doing
genius.
you're doing good moves here.
Thanks.
Oh, or are you?
Ah!
Oh my god.
That was
The
crazy.
power of the
and
grasshopper. The power of the
I didn't see it
grasshopper.
coming. I didn't see
Oh,
it.
and now like 1 more and you're done.
I didn't see it coming.
By the way, in next turn, if you don't do anything, I'm gonna move here and then here.
Oh my god. Oh my god. You're not gonna believe what I'm about to do.
Okay.
I just want to hop
I'm
again.
trusting that you're
Hop.
trusting you're gonna move that to a place where you're allowed to move it. You're not just pulling it from the board.
No, I'm gonna
You're
hop.
not
Wait,
allowed to remove pieces from the board. It's a fact. Let this be taken as said.
take it for myself.
you're not allowed to steal
Like,
from
yeah,
another
that'd
person's
be
board.
cheating.
What I mean is you're not
know.
allowed to like move it back to your pile over there.
Oh. Okay.
Also, another rule, it's never come to this for me, but the game draws if you
Put it
somehow
over there.
manage to. Okay, good job. 2 rules
Thanks.
that I gotta talk about real quick. 1, there are multiple ways to tie the game. 1, if you repeat the same moves 3 times in a row, the game ties, kind of like chess.
Is that
and
how it works in chess?
that's how it works in
That's pretty
chess,
cool.
yeah. And then another rule is it's a tie if the final move that kills 1 queen or completely surrounds 1 queen completely surrounds another queen.
That would be kind of a beautiful way to go out. Have you ever had that happen?
Never. The way they would have to, your queens would have to touch for that to work.
That'd
So
be cool,
it's kind of
though.
hard for that to.
There's something
to
like
go on.
poetic about that, I think. Okay, it's your turn. My bugs are plotting against
I guess there's multiple ways of doing it. They wouldn't necessarily have to be next to each other, but that's the most common way that I feel like that would
You could
work.
have like one tile like linking them.
I don't know if you realize this, but like my queen can just like my queen does not have to care about
And
anything
then
you're
you'll
doing here.
fall straight into my trap.
I don't see it. But I think I win in like 2
Don't
turns.
see it because it's too intelligent for you.
I think I'm gonna win in 1 turn, and I don't think you can.
I don't think
do
there's
much
anything I
about
can do about that.
No, there is.
Wait.
There is.
No, can I go in there? Can
Yeah.
I just go like that? Well, then I kill myself
Yeah,
anyway,
well,
right?
you could go like here or here, and then my
then
beetle could not move.
So that rule is like more important than I kind of thought it was.
That's
Okay,
true.
I'll do that. I'll prolong my death.
I think if you don't do anything, this ant move will destroy you forever.
Sometimes.
Because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go bzzzoop.
Yeah, you could just bazoop.
Yeah, I could just bazoop and then I win.
You could just bazoop.
I could just bazoop.
So the question is
To bazoop or not to
to
bazoop.
bazoop or not to bazoop.
Well, if you go here, then I can't squeeze in there anymore, right? Because I have to push you out of the way. But I'm not recommending any moves. I'm gonna move here, and you know exactly why I'm doing it.
Oh yes, of course.
So that I can go there and then there next turn and
Oh,
win.
you can do that.
Yes, because beetles are smart. So you're gonna have to. I actually think there's no way.
I think there might be no way for me to get.
Oh no, you can prevent it by killing yourself.
Yeah, that could be the noble way out. Oh, you're not ready for what I'm about to do, Jacob.
Oh.
Oh
my God, you won! Oh my God.
yes!
We can't see the B anymore. For those at home,
I did not win.
I'm doing so many asides because of the way that we're playing this, but just because you hop on your opponent's queen doesn't mean you win the game. Otherwise, I would have won like a billion turns ago. Yes, we've been playing for a billion turns. That's why it's taking so long. Okay,
Oops.
I think there's no way out of this.
You would think that, wouldn't you? Ye of little faith.
Ye of knowledge of this game.
But wait until you see my crazy move. Which is gonna be...
Are you gonna do the grasshopper
crazy.
seppuku? Seppuku?
No, because I want you to have the satisfaction of winning if you're gonna win, you know?
Oh my god, it made such a satisfying noise.
It is.
All right,
Good game.
We
I
always
really
shake
like
hands
these
with our
times.
opponents at home. That's what I've been taught.
That's good.
Yeah.
Only at home? Or like in general?
For those at home, like...
Oh.
For those that are at home, you must handshake. For those in public, you must, like, slap your opponent.
Like, you can't let anyone in public see your weakness.
Give them a handshake once you're in the safety of your own home.
Yeah.
All right, guys, how did you like the game?
I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a really awesome game. I think it has the strategy of chess. It's themed around bugs, which is kind of awesome. There's a lot of strategy involved. It's really easy to learn. You can take it wherever you want. I think it's an all-around great game.
I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, which is the cowards rating. But I don't normally like strategy games, but I think this one is really delightful, and I would probably enjoy it more the more you play it and like the more you figure out the mechanics. I think it's a great idea, very portable. Would love to play it the next picnic I go to.
How many picnics do you go to?
Like once a day. I'm pretty big on picnics.
No, I go twice a day. After last episode, I started going double. Anyways, thank you guys for watching again. Adios. Bye-bye. Sayonara. Ciao.
Bye. Fly high, Andrew.
Yeah.
Wait, what?